My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Whilst you might already know from the constellation in the thumbnail what party I'm about to play,
that only we can oppose.
I don't yet know. Let's decide that together.
Seat of your denial, perched precariously in the murky gloaming.
So complete your confession. Number one is denial. We took denial, and then we signed, and then we won through the round. However, it's not completed here, so I imagine these might be release packages for the game. So the first confession here being denial, and then it's going to be the 5 stages of grief. So Dabda, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. I imagine we're going to go through. Let's get a little bit more denial, not just a river in Egypt, that one.
Cowered in your crumbling denial long enough.
That line in particular is going to feel quite telling on my 50th denial run.
You've cowered in denial for long enough.
Yeah, release the next one. I mean, not to hurry you, but also, release the next one not in an aggressive or negative way, more in a I like it and would like more kind of way.
Who will step into the light?
Well, well, well. The runaway, Bonnie. Fire and smoke. Wants to be in the front 2 positions. Front rank, burn, stealth, and support. Comes with bon vivant. Let's knock one back and enjoy what life has to offer. And winded is going to have a little lower speed when lower than half HP. So, I feel like I'm compelled to get the grave robber back in here as a result of, ooh, clutch hitter. 10% extra crit chance when your HP is lower than 50%. That's actually huge. Iron Constitution squeamish on highway. Oh my god, a man-at-arms that is a breacher. That is absurd. At combat start, they move themselves to the front of the party. They give themselves 2 strength. They give themselves 2 stacks of enemies deal 25% as much damage to me when they attack me, and 2 stacks of taunt. Oh, is certainly dry satire burns the hottest. Is certain dry satire burns. Oh, right, got it. He's a book burner. I see. Natural swing on their Hellion as well. Damn. I want my party to be like, Man-at-Arms, Hellion, Runaway, and the Grave Robber? The problem here might be if we don't have a heal on anyone except for the Plague Doctor. Uh-oh. Searing Strike, Firefly, Smokescreen, Run and Hide, and Hearthlight. None of those appear to be heal. There is a self-heal. Requires target on bleed. So if the target is bleeding, you then have the ability to heal that target. So very, very conditional bleed. Let's have a look at some of the other people's ability to get bleed. There's Boudica's Adrenaline Rush here. Requires self HP to be lower than 33%. Can only be used 2 times a battle. But it does remove Winded. It's nice to have some access to the removal of Winded there. Bloodlust to remove Winded and gain attacks deal plus 20% damage when the target is bleeding. Breakthrough. Here we go. This is how we would actually be able to move ourselves forward as well as do some nice AoE damage. Raucous Revelry is allies get stress reduction. You get some stress reduction as well. And a nice good heal there. Conditional upon being lower than 33%, but that's okay. And then Howling End is just a gigantic hit. Big damage. Retribution give self the ability to strike back twice, to riposte, to taunt. Command, giving targets buffs. So I'm not seeing any other heals here, which is concerning because it requires target corpse. So this is self. You target a corpse and then you heal yourself 33. Absinthe, obviously a self-heal 33 as well. Yeah. We do not have the ability to take the party that I was opting for of Runaway, Hellion, Man-at-Arms and the Grave Robber. We are going to have to take Paracelsus. You're a neat freak. Depends on cleanliness for sanity. However, you are also sanguine, so at the start of each round, you will give yourself -1 stress. That is huge. Let's have a look at some of your later upgrades as well. Plague Grenade, good to see you making a comeback here. Plague Grenade hitting both of the back targets for a blight of 3. Emboldening Vapors to be able to buff one of my own targets. Disorienting Blast for a shuffle and weaken. Indiscriminate Science here. Requires that the target's the target's health is lower than 50%. And it heals them 10% per positive token. But it also removes all positive tokens. Interesting. There's another Cause of Death here as well. Damage target variable. Cooldown ignores their resist or block. Target deals 75% of the remaining bleed, blight, and burn on target as damage and then removes it. Okay, so you just immediately cash that in. Love it. And Magnesium Rain, a little bit more AoE for the enemies, as well as some Corpse Clear. I need to get a lot of these abilities unlocked. They are going to give us a lot more utility here. Okay. We're 6 minutes in, and I've just been talking about the classes. Gah! I know, it's just how I do. It's my way. Oh my god, there is a Jester, there's a Leper, and the Occultist. Okay, I need to get the Jester as well, please. Let's get Runaway in the party.
Nothing remains save a burning will to survive.
I think we should also get Paracelsus,
Indiscriminate science stains the surgeon's hands.
as we need a healer. I don't think we're going to take the Grave Robber Audrey, so I think we will take Barristan now.
Pride, more devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
And wrap up with Boudica.
Beneath bloodlust and fury, there is emptiness and shame.
So why is this the party I've chosen to go with? The Man-at-Arms is going to immediately force himself into the front position at the start of every single battle. Due to Breacher, he will pull himself to the front of the party, give himself 2 stacks of, I take 75% less damage from the next attack, 2 stacks of that. Yeah, I mentioned all of that, right? But he'll be at the front of the party, which means that the Runaway then goes into the secondary position. Firefly is not going to be a usable ability from there. However, we will still have Searing Strike, Smoke Screen, Run and Hide, and Hearthlight available. We also find that every future unlockable ability will be usable from slot 2 for Bonnie here, so it's just Firefly we're missing out on. And I guess at the moment it's nice to have Firefly so that if I am depositioned, I have the ability still to do something with Bonnie. Then we've got the Hellion Boudica. Natural Swing, it's plus 3% crit and plus 10% damage on all melee attacks for someone who is default extremely melee. It's gotta be Boudica, 100% here. Man-at-Arms moves himself to the front, so Boudica is going to be moving themselves into the 3rd position, unfortunately disactivating Wicked Hack and Iron Swan and Barbaric Yorp. That sets us up mostly to be using If It Bleeds, unfortunately. That's not ideal. Admittedly. Not ideal. Would Bonnie be okay being in 3rd position? Not particularly. Plague Doctor does want to run back position right now. Plague Doctor ideally would actually like to be in the 2nd position, but no one's going to want to be behind the Plague Doctor. Unless I remove the Hellion. Should we?
Unseen into the catacombs of the mind.
I love the Hellion, but here I would actually be able to have Barristan pull himself to the front of the party, and then we've got Barristan in the front line, we've got Bonnie in the 2nd line, we've got Paracelsus in the 3rd that has the ability to use a Incision should we want to at this point. Honestly, that's probably not particularly important, but it does mean the Grave Robber goes to the very back position. Honestly, she doesn't want to be there, so we'll just swap those two and that's completely fine. So, our stress healing is managed with the Ounce of Prevention as well as Bellow on the Man-at-Arms. Bonnie is some nice burn damage for us. We're still like 0 on AoE. We have no AoE whatsoever. We have some stealth removal on enemies. Obviously, we've got some Blight. Not half bad. So healing, stealth, Blight. Honestly, I'm not super familiar with how to construct a party. in this game just yet. So as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. I will know later what critical weaknesses I've left in that build. But I'll only know if I continue playing until I find out what this build did wrong.
Will finally take you home.
You've got to be willing to experiment and fail. The academic's cage.
An impressive haul. Put it to good use.
We'll do a stitching kit for some nice healing in an inn, should we want it. Hey, thanks, Bonnie. Kind of you to say.
Despite our differences in age and position, we shared a keen fascination for archaeology, folklore, and of course, occultism.
Of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this mess. The desperate few. So our torch is currently on 8. We desperately want extra torch. Audrey is giving us the opportunity to get plus 50 flame here. Barristan the same. Paracelsus the same as well. Audrey, send it. Hey, everyone loves that choice.
Abandoned or forgotten. It is ours now.
Got any crummy food for me in these piles here?
You can feel it. A change in the air.
Yes, as we drop below the 50 torch there.
Each gravestone is more than a failure. It is a promise to do better.
Each gravestone is more than a failure, it is a promise to do better. Obviously, in a world of a roguelike, like, that has...
Valley is not immune to the spreading stain.
That has deep importance. Does it in the story of Darkest Dungeon 2 versus Darkest Dungeon 1? So I thought as well, and I've thought this entire time, that at the end of Darkest Dungeon 1, we watched the world end. That's what I thought. And I mentioned that in a video and someone said, excuse me, what the hell are you talking about? And I went and I read all of the things I could, and as far as I've gotten, the world kind of would have ended, but instead was reborn and the entire track was reset to happen again, kind of thing. I honestly know so little about the lore of all of the games I play. It is slightly embarrassing. Just a little. The Widow in the back line there is gaunt. We've got the Lost Souls in the front too. I mean, man, it seems like we'd be able to kill the Widow in the back line pretty quickly. And I know these boys are just very, very useless. Do nothing. Smoke screen. Searing. So Searing Strike, actually, I can only even attack the front two here. Whoops. No death row resist on the back target. Some blight resist. I'm thinking about trying to flash daggers, but there you go. Actually, don't think I'm killing the backline in time. So we've got 2 targets hitting a die over 2 turns here. I love the man-at-arms having Breacher. I couldn't turn him down. I absolutely could not turn him down for the fact that he has that. Are you kidding me? Importantly as well, I'm now going to look to try and get hero shrines for Barristan so that I can try and unlock the ability to riposte, because that will be insane.
On to the next.
Death row there. And again, we'll take it on the target that's not yet attacked. Beauty. Can I get fast in this next round? Yes, I can. For every single member of the party, this will work out. That's a lot of blight. Let's also give him some burn. There you go. And then Barristan, actually send him straight to hell. Ooh, a playing card? We can get some people to play together.
Are you shaken? There is so much worse in store.
We can have everyone hate each other before we actually get out to the real missions. That appealing? It's actually this soon. Ah, so it looms in the horizon for every inn. Not just the last one. It just so
We
happened.
would come here in summers of years gone to write, think, and rest.
To have been correct at the time. Okay, the travelogue is showing us...
One learns
we get one mastery as well.
when survival demands it.
Travelogue showing us that Audrey and Paracelsus, as well as Barristan and Audrey, are now friendly. I think we'll send the playing cards in there to try and rectify that situation. Yep. So it says it has a high chance of increasing affinity and a low chance of decreasing affinity, but that's not what it feels like. My only negative affinities are from that. Speed bag, chance to spawn a dodge token each turn until the next inn. Well, let's also quickly check the
next stop
route.
is leagues away. Plan accordingly.
So the goal in No Time to Bleed is avoid the hospital. We get the greater sacrificial host as a artifact for having done so. Going to the Fater. My concern here would be that avoiding the hospital locks me into not being able to turn off some of the more negative traits that our party have at the moment. Barristan being a book burner, the neat freak depends on the cleanliness for sanity. I feel like is going to make Paracelsus have a lot of negative interactions here. Honestly, none of these are drastic though, so maybe I could avoid the hospital. Let's have a look at the other one though.
Your coach must be maintained. If
Win a
it is to
cultist battle,
carry
that's
you where
easy.
You must go.
And it gives us a griddle, a coach upgrade that produces flapjacks. Everybody likes flapjacks. So that seems like a coach upgrade that is going to give us food. Man. Negative 20% to blight resist, negative 20 to bleed resist. I'm not certain if these provide themselves to everyone or just to me. Am I getting negative 20 bleed resist, or is everyone getting negative 20 bleed resist? Like, do I benefit as someone who bleeds other people as well?
Listen, practice, improve.
Also, let's take a couple seconds here to look at Searing Strike. The upgrade here would give burn, and then a random adjacent monster will also get burned for 3 if your initial target has a combo symbol. Okay. I gotta find better ways of giving combo symbols to targets if I want to really be able to take advantage of this. Firefly now does 5. It's just more damage. It has the same ability trigger as the previous. Smokescreen. It gets the ability to set up combo as well as vulnerability on the target. 2 stacks of blind as well. That's quite good for locking someone down. Run and hide cooldown. So this now gives it a self-heal, so you can get off death's door with run and hide. And Hearthlight will ignore blind and stealth. From enemies, it removes their stealth, and from allies, it removes blind. I haven't seen many stealth enemies in the game yet, so there's a lot of de-stealthing appearing, and maybe, now that we have someone like Bonnie, more stealth enemies will appear into the pool as well, but I'm just not seeing it yet, so I don't really value it. Pick to the face, extra crit if the target has the combo, extra crit if the target has combo. Flashing daggers for just more damage. I do like having some AoE damage. I think it's really, really important for managing the action economy as well as you possibly can. Poison Dart, upgrading itself to the Blight for 4 rather than 2 is gigantic. Especially being Audrey's ability that hits any enemy line. It's like, oh, so good. Absinthe gets bigger dodges, so the dodges go from 50% dodge to a 75% dodge. Dead of Night. I mean, the corpse removal of Dead of Night and self-heal of Dead of Night is already really good. Giving it the ability to remove stress seems nice as well. I will say, however, if we are thinking of managing our stress in our party, our first upgrade almost all of the time feels like it has to be Paracelsus' Ounce of Prevention. No one else, pound for pound, can match that stress removal right now. So I think we'll click that.
Planning
Get the
and
Wainwright to set that
mindfulness,
up for us.
as vital to survival as sharpened steel.
Oh, I could buy some playing cards. All right, let's do it. You didn't like playing last time, but what about now? Oh, 2 positives, 3 positives, 5 positives. Only 1 negative out of all of those interactions. Okay, that felt better. That felt a lot better. Man, people are really close to getting good relationships now. I feel vindicated. Ablated minus sharpness charm. So minus sharpness charm, I feel like is Audrey's. Well, the runaway. Your damage is largely out of DOTs. Barristan, honestly, Barristan kind of wants most of the prevention of damage right now on them. And other than that, I think we're absolutely set to go. I will say, I don't know exactly how long we're going to keep each of these because trying to release 2 episodes a day at 2 hours apiece means there is nothing else I am able to do. That's it. It's just Darkest Dungeon. So I'll keep that in mind, but for the moment, we're going to go into the Blood Moon.
Cities burn. All that beauty and knowledge, ash on the wind.
That's only to say that the next time that we end the episode may not be at an inn. I've set that as a standard so far, and maybe if the gameplay speeds back up now that I know more things about the game and we get to, only an hour between inns, then that'll be more reasonable to do again. But until then,
the great cities
Nay.
of man, ruined and aflame.
Interesting.
Onward, while there is still time.
So there are a lot of ways that I could avoid many hallway fights here. So obviously the green paths have hallway fights. Don't have hallway fights. The blue ones do. So I could avoid like the vast majority of hallway fights. We take one there, and then never have to take another hallway fight the entire round. That's not what I'm aiming to do. This watchtower is particularly important as well, reveals paths ahead. Although, if I go to that watchtower, I'm already locked in to have to go to this unknown, which means all I'm really seeing is what this is, and what this is, I guess. And those 2 out on the sides as well. So it doesn't really actually give us that much information that's usable. Hero Shrine's off to the right. I absolutely can't turn that down. It's way too important. Barristan is going to become Riposta. It's going to be so good. We're getting really good at swerving all over this road and taking out all of the debris. Aw, debris. Aw.
I trust you have calculated your odds carefully. This will not be easy.
Just on that, the throwaway impression, the very bad impression of Ray Romano there. That particular version of the impression of Ray Romano is from a D&D campaign where we had a character consistently casting Ray of Enfeeblement, and the way they would flavor it is they would gesture their staff in the direction of the enemy, and from the top of the staff would erupt a very, very small Ray Romano who would run over to the target and then just start pulling at them, just being a little bit of a nuisance. Just going, wow, oh, come on, Deborah. Aw. It's the worse the impression is, frankly, the better it is for that kind of an application, as far as I'm concerned. Barristan? Clever repartee and poisoned tongue meant nothing on the battlefield.
Chapter 2. A leader of men.
He is the very model.
Behold the conquering general, marching his men to victory.
Oh, we actually get their historic battles. Actually, that's interesting as well. So we get like instances of their historic battles. This feels like this was almost beta tested in the dreams that the Shieldbreaker would have in the Shieldbreaker DLC for Darkest Dungeon 1 as well. Shieldbreaker was one of my favorite characters of all time. So very jazzed to see that continue in some fashion. Our abilities are attack on cooldown, move forward by 3 and gain strength, but importantly don't actually attack. Strategic retreat, move backward 3, gain a block, and inspire. Give others the ability to act fast next round. Uh-huh. Let's inspire them all. And in attempting to inspire them, I shuffled them all and dazed them instead. I like it. This is clearly not an actual winnable battle. This is a story about the ineptitude of the man-at-arms, the unpreparedness that he demonstrated. Every man for himself. You never want your soldiers to be every man for themselves in this instance. You only want that in the instance where you are, you know, the expendables. Strategic retreat. Everyone move backward and block. So instead, they go to the back and are vulnerable. The enemy have pole arms, spears, you might call, that they are thrusting in a similar pattern to one another. They're more protected. They don't seem standoffish. I wonder. Oh. I wonder if they're going to use this as... yeah, okay, so they're going to give us up to meltdown levels of stress here. But I wonder if they'll use this as a way to show a difference between the man-at-arms perception of what happened, like his memory of what happened, and what actually happened. Or if they will just go, no, this is actually what happened. I don't know the final ability. I don't know. Every man for themselves. We're just lucky, I guess, at this point that they've decided not to hit us. In terms of game mechanics, I mean, they will be programmed not to hit us here. But in terms of the narrative, we're lucky. At least in this instance where we're standing out at the front. All right. Well, it's time to get inspired. No? All right, well, I tried. Can't say that I didn't try. I mean, you can, but you'd be lying. Come on. Take one more down. That's all you need to do. I promise to go mad if you kill one of my comrades in arms. So please. How about him? There we go.
A rout. A massacre. A complete and total failure of command.
Stand fast. We've unlocked the ability to stand fast. Cooldown 2 gives self 2 block, and at turn start gives a block as well. Is our next ability? I thought Riposte was our next ability, next cab off the rank, but maybe it's our next cab off the rank. Which just means I need to throw him into another hero shrine. Hope I find one.
The hooded watchers howl to their horrid kin.
Especially while hero shrines are such an important part of meta progression, I feel like I should prioritize them over the top of everything else where possible. Where that's a reasonable response. So that's Shaman and Flayer both in the back line there. We could try and kill the Whipper. Oh, you've got everyone's got 0 bleed resist here. I imagine that means that, yeah, the negative 20 bleed resist is applying to the enemies as well, which is important and good. Blinding gas just to blind them. Like, if it's not dazing as well, it's significantly less valuable. Let's throw this on the Whipper. Good. We'll set up some some burn possibly on you, but unlikely because, yeah, a lot of these people are gonna have good burn resist. That probably should have gone on the Lost Soul then. Let's just go for the straight up crush here. I think that actually exposes you to a death blow. There we go. Shaman uses eyes closed on our front target. Sets up blind on them. And an advanced lunge out there too. You've also got a riposte set up now. Light resist on the Shaman in the backline is quite low. 4 as well as 6 in damage from the Blight's pretty good. I'm not going to want to give them 6 full turns, though, to be fair. In fact, Actually, let's throw a dagger at you. 6 straight up damage from the dagger. Are you dead now in 2 turns without Deathblow resist? Yeah, 2 turns without that Deathblow resist. I'm in fact going to use Ounce of Prevention here. We've got 3 stress on the party. More than good enough. Set up the burn on the target. They'll actually burn.
Dissection. An unavoidable end.
I mean, yeah, 4 damage against the backline is not important at all to me. What? Oh, we were blinded. I was very confused by that. Good jump. Good disease resist as well. That could have been rough. It's closed on our back line, but that blight is already enough to kill you. Fine. Spreading out the damage a little bit across the party because everyone is just going to passively heal when we get off the truck. The miss. Well, we have to throw some misses in there if we want to actually be able to target the player eventually.
The slow suffering begins.
Good lead there. Round 3 of 5, so we can't really slow play it. Not we were really intending to at all. Yeah, that player still needs to stay relatively close to the front because otherwise I lose so much of my damage potential not being able to hit it with the Runaway or the Paracelsus, the Plague Doctor. Yeah, Absinthe totally unnecessary here. Not the right instance for it, friends. Ooh, straight up death blow?
The bond.
Love to see it. A little bit of a positive relationship triggering between the two in our front line.
Future.
Minor Heartseeker, plus 2% to crit. You know who wants a little bit more crit? That's right, it's the Plague Doctor. Absolutely better believe it's the Plague Doctor. Let's also have a look at the inventory because now I know that these items actually do need to be used. Let's go Paracelsus. You can hold that. Blind enemy there. Audrey. Honestly, I'm not going to worry too much about who is holding which. At least right now. There's room to optimize in the future. But if I slow down and try and optimize perfectly, I will never get to the future.
No doubt the source is within.
Okay, no round timer here either. Lot of burn resist on these enemies though. Feeling like maybe I might even be better served by setting up a smoke screen, blinding one of them for 2. And in fact, I'm going to do it. Their blight resist is also kind of high. I'm gonna start picking on that second one there. Pun not intended, but not avoided. Ounce prevention this early? Yes, actually.
There is comfort in company.
Probable prevention of upcoming bleeds and burns makes that definitely worthwhile. Burning beads. Yeah, that's definitely a heal target too. Gonna need to start getting that shaman down. How dare you? Go for a spread hit here. Would have to crit the back line in order to kill. Oh, we low rolled in. Oh, that's worse. That's so much worse. We have to waste a whole ability to be able to kill that backliner. Oh. I mean, I don't have an AoE or anything here, but Fine, there you go. Thank you for giving me a ranged ability. Move that guy back so that there is a target there. Firefly, yeah, probably wasn't going to be able to get that though, to be fair. We really don't want to be hitting their resistances here. They're hail enemies. They've got extra resistances for everything. Well ignited. Oh boy. Begins. Yes, let's start with a runaway, hopefully. I'm not below 25% HP, so I can't use the absinthe. Just gonna throw Firefly out there. Honestly, we're just waiting on Paracelsus's action to be able to heal.
Help impeccably timed.
Unfortunately, that doesn't cure your own bleed because it's not yet upgraded. At the very end of the turn. Good to see. So runaway is going to be the person who closes the door on the way out. Absinthe for a little more health does put us back above halfway, which means that we can actually use the ounce of prevention here instead. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That's actually an extra round. Oh. Firefly can't hit it. Oh, please, no stress. That's pretty bad-ish. It's fine. A little bit of stress. Oh. What? I mean, we're farming out positive relationship triggers here. I'm happy with those. Rampart, I wanted to roll 3 damage here and not kill. Because I want to roll out another heal from Paracelsus in a turn. Fine.
A little help impeccably
I feel like that's important. There you go. We take 2 damage on a different target who doesn't really care about their health much at all right now.
An interminable conflict.
And, in fact, does Paracelsus have the ability to actually take an action this round? And if it does, if she does, rather, they do. No. Okay, so we don't have the ability to use Ounce of Prevention. It's still on cooldown for 1 more turn. But the Whipple will die at the end of the turn naturally anyway. Ooh, oh, it's a lair! Oh, we have to advance. But that makes it even more important that we would have managed that differently. Nice closed. Fine, we're not going to be throwing out massive hits there with that, unfortunately. Whipper and Flare. I think we'll start on the Flare. Dodge, that's okay. Someone was going to have to try and hit it. That sacrificial in the back line is also really important. I can start hitting it with the knockback later. That is to say, I can hit it with Rampart. Its move resist is really, really low, so I have the ability to push it back before it actually becomes the bomb that I imagine it becomes if it gets to the very front of the party. But I also do want to very quickly get one target dead. I think we have to target this player in the front line. I especially want to get one powerful damage target just down early. Yeah. So that Flayer managed to get 2 damage out there, and then is going to die next turn to that bleed. You don't have a Deathblow resist, I think. Right? Yeah, no, the Flayer is just dead to that DOT already. So that's sacrificial. We can start trying to hit those blocks. 12 damage! We actually managed to land all of it. Oh, that was brutal. Oh, I really wanted to try and get the Whipper down. Go for an ounce of prevention here. Then the Barristan would act before the Whipper. Yeah, I think that's fine.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
Deathblow. Now Barristan acts before the Whipper. Set up the Deathblow.
One less obstacle in our path.
So smoke screen, I can set up blindness on enemy targets. My searing strike won't have the ability to hit back there. Let's set up, I guess we have to set up blindness on the sacrificial. Didn't intend for it to be on the sacrificial, but oh well. Healed and gave Blazing Aegis. Ah, so now you're doing some blocking, I see. Clever. Well blocked. Another Blazing Aegis already. Oof. Okay, well, consider me threatened. Flame spreads, you move forward again. Yeah, I've got now 1 round to get you out of that position. And you are guarded for another 2 attacks already. I think I just have to kill the Shaman. Yeah, and by crushing there, that'll do it. So, the Sacrificial acts really fast at the start of this round. Oh, you are kidding me. You know what? I give you more blind. You need to miss. A new sun. You missed!
Righteous action.
Oh, you tried, bud. You absolutely tried. Whew. Okay. Let's throw some more poison darts at him. Get another death blow on a character.
Another impediment. Cleared with impunity.
Yep. Next up, on kill. Extra action. There's also a greater ablative, storage trunk. I mean, yeah, we're absolutely gonna try and push this here. We must. Excuse me. Okay, right. So there's 2 normal battles getting increasingly hard, and then there's a lair boss, I imagine, at the end of each of these lairs. We fought the Dreaming General prior, who had unique mechanics, and now we've got the Librarian, who also appears to have unique mechanics. You've got a bunch of books in front. They have low move resist, so I could try and push those around if I really wanted to. You have high move resist, however. 33% death blow resistance also. I immediately feel like I need to just start throwing poison darts at you constantly if I have the ability to. And I do. Audrey, you can throw poison darts actually from rank 3. And then if you were doing that, then we could also get Firefly in the back rank. Although the Librarian has high burn resistance. The books are all very low burn resistance. So you know what? Maybe actually Bonnie will attack the books. Audrey will set blights up on the Librarian. But the blights aren't even confirmed to work. If I move them if I can move them 2 spaces forward by killing 2 books, I can get such access to the Librarian that I can lock them down ridiculously. But I feel like it's going to take me so long to do that with them having that much HP already. But the Librarian also has 110. You know, if 1, 2, 3... If 3 of my characters can't hit it, you know, when am I going to hit 110 faster than 45s that everyone can attack? Okay, yeah, we should go for the 45s. High chance of crit. So I can't really blight them at all. So I guess I will be using blinding gas on Paracelsus, but everyone else is going to be attacking the front. Okay. Cool. I just need to know my game plan before I start trying to execute it. Looks like the librarian is going to get 2 actions. It's a searing strike on those books. Honestly, it feels like Barristan should be particularly effective here, being a book burner. Especially because they're about to take 2 actions. I do almost feel like I should use the answer prevention, but I'm also going to blind them instead. There you go. Hopefully that prevents one of these actions being bad. Page burner.
Anxiety foments insidious fears.
Anxiety foments insidious fears. You burnt some of your own books. Damaged books. You burnt some of your own books for what effect, though? Curious. I almost want to try and move a stack. Okay. I moved the stack because I wanted to see if they would be knocked over.
A promising development.
Not where I wanted you to be, Audrey. However, I can move you back. Let's get one of the stacks of books down. I do worry that what I'm currently doing is actually helping the enemy, and I'm unaware right now.
Cooperation is the key.
Because they burnt the books as well, right? They're also... What if we let it all burn?
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
I mean... So much damage. Chill? Absinthe is not yet a self-heal here, unfortunately. Not the crit we were hoping for. It's 4 and 5, so that's Scorched Books is already dead. You know, assuming it gets a turn, I guess. I don't know when its effect will trigger if it doesn't have a turn. I'm going to set up a defender on Audrey, who's feeling quite rough at the moment, and then a battle
A little help impeccably timed.
Okay, so they give stress to my party when they burnt them. Penned 1,000 years ago made Ash an instance. So if I want to prevent them from giving a bunch of stress to my party, I destroy the books before they can? Is what I'm getting from this? Okay, so the burn doesn't even occur. The books don't take burn damage. What? There we go. Death blow. Another death blow. Oh, another burning bright across the entire body as well. It's okay, battlefield medicine's here.
A little help impeccably timed.
Please. At least we resisted that one. God, so much reading. Drop this class immediately before the census date. You kidding me? Librarian is now available to be hit with the lights and stuff. It's fine. You've got dodge. Had to expect that. Yeah, very little damage, unfortunately. You are absolutely going to have to heal yourself out of that. Thank you. I mean, they get 3 actions a round. He grows more powerful, we must stop him. He grows more powerful. So he benefits by burning the books, by giving our characters stress, but is he also gaining, like, extra stacks for ability usage or something like that? How is he growing more powerful?
Empowered, emboldened.
Because it feels like, to me right now, I need to finish these books off.
We can rely only upon each other.
Yeah, 4 to 8 on the roll, rolls 4. 2 to 4 on the rolls 4, rolls 2. And only 1 stress. And now you're at the front of the party, you have the ability to ignite, which is a giant self-heal. And you are now ignited. You burnt bright across the entire party. You burnt bright across the entire party. Okay. So, I think I know what's happened here. I thought that, like the Taproot in the Dreaming General fight, that I needed to hit the books. But as it turns out, we did not need to hit the books. We needed to keep quiet and just focus on the Librarian. To be clear, though, with none of my party having the ability to pull the Librarian out of the back position, to push the books behind the Librarian, unfortunately I can only use Rampart on units up until target line 2. If I can't then get the Librarian to move forward in any way, the only damage I can deal is with Audrey, because I cannot hit the backline yet with Paracelsus. I cannot hit the backline yet with Bonnie, and her damage that can hit the backline, should I have moved her to the backline to be able to use Firefly, is garbage against someone who has 200 burn resistance, and then obviously Barrison also can't hit that line. So this is effectively an instance of taking a party that is unprepared to a boss that it will wipe against. But hey, at least that makes our decision for us in terms of episode length. I mean, look, I absolutely cannot kill it. We are so dead. Oh, come on! Your relationship was almost about to be tested in a positive way. Yeah, I can't defend anyone if you're gonna hit AoE. That's not how that works. Destroy negative tokens. There you go. Let's destroy a negative token on him. I don't know. Bleed him. Bleed him with all your might. And now you're no longer invisible. We got you with the half-light. Yep. Man, these death tour triggers, we get a hell of a lot of them. So our death blow resistance is still 85? Does it not actually decrease? If your death blow resistance doesn't actually decrease in the same way as your enemies do, that is to say, every time they get a death door instance, it decreases the future ones. If it doesn't actually decrease, then can we win? I mean, if we're lucky enough. Never hit the 15% death. I mean, obviously, Absinthe is asking me to use it here. I guess. Two more attempts to do it, doesn't do it. So yeah, it's definitely not decreasing.
Fight through the fatigue.
We'd have lost it by now. Absolutely need to just throw DOTs on this target, I guess. You know what? There you go, smoke bomb. You're blinded for 2 attacks. I do worry if I take any time to stop and heal, I will die. There goes the healer, so never mind. I feel like I don't have to worry about that much anymore. Uh-huh.
Nothing more.
Yeah. Yeah. Still not dead. Still can only use Half-Light. Let's move you one space forward, see if I can try and get you back into battle at all. Oh boy. Absinthe. Chug. Let's go, Audrey. Just you and me. We don't need anyone else. And it's a good thing too as well, because it looks like everyone else is on the way out. Good thing your body didn't bother forming relationships with him.
Nothing more.
So many death door triggers. I mean, is your absence is useful from every line? Okay, sure. There we go. We've moved you to a line where you can actually attack again. Ooh, big grits! There goes the runaway, though. Librarian goes for full bird across the party again. Man-at-Arms cares not for... Never mind. Life. Man-at-Arms cares not for continuing to exist. Oh boy. Yeah, you can have a meltdown, but what relationship are you changing here? You have become a pacifist. On attack, 5% of the time you will gain a stress. Beautiful. Look, I could try and use Absinthe, but if I don't continue blighting you, we're about to lose the opportunity to, because that corpse in front of us is gonna die.
An interminable conflict.
I was rolling for the crit chance. Just in case it was just enough. Come on. They get a couple actions here, sure. Oh my god. How bad would this feel from the other side if they were a player? It's constantly failing to death blow any of my units. Oh, you got your own death stop. What? I thought I did it. Still alive. Oh, okay. Now your turn. We're just playing dice at this point. All right. Although I'm getting, never mind, more likely to be able to slay them every single time I fail to.
The flame grows stronger. Push on to the inn. Rest and resupply await you.
I tried to do that, bud.
Learn from each attempt. Deepen your understanding. And victory will come.
Okay, actually, you know what? That is a good takeaway here, Wayne. Much appreciated. Potton still producing whiskey. Charred Litany, Indelible Trinket for high burn resist. We can also get a Clenching Claw. Charred Litany. Okay, that's going to be because we encountered that boss. We have now unlocked that storage room key. Plague Doctor only for the bleed resist there. Turn start, possibility of getting taunt. Ranged attacks get plus 15% damage on the Minor Raven's Reach. Pretty huge there too. While in the sprawl, round start, 15% chance to get giant dodge, 75% dodge that is, and 5% crit while in the sprawl as well. All of that looks good and like exactly the kind of thing that we're going to want to operate with in our next run. But until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Darkest Dungeon 2. There's a series playlist up at that top left with all of my content on this game, past, present, and future. Streaming past right now are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic over on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the $10 tier. And a special thanks this episode to 3D. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.